Hello. Welcome to another session of Sherlock. In this video, I'm going to explain the browsing part of the Sherlock uh, software. Sherlock is a very exhaustive and extensive software which is used to analyze the text downloaded from various websites. The major um, the major part of Sherlock is Scrapy, and it uses Scrapy to download the data from the database and download the data from the websites and then inserts the data into MongoDB. Um, okay, so as you can imagine, the amount of data, the gamut of text is pretty huge, and we need a very uh, sane way of browsing this data. Okay, this is not a web software. It does not have a web front end to go through the downloaded data. Okay, so with whatever is possible, with the time schedule, the schedule, the budget, and the requirements from the user. I mean, user being you. So I have come up with a very primitive way of browsing the data. Okay. Uh, Now I told you the data is in various it's in various forms. Um, the raw text is the first step is the raw text that has been um, captured from a given web page. Okay, there won't be any text. Obviously, there won't be any text for a JPEG image or a CSS file or JS file or um, any other binary format, for example, or files which basically there are two kinds of files. I think I have explained this in the document. There is the technical side of the website, and then there is the um, um, the web facing side of the website. So the web facing is the one which has all the HTML files and the content which is visible to the user. Um, so it is this content in which we are interested in. Okay, there could be several changes in the technical side the backend side of the website. But I'm using the backend pretty loosely here. When I say backend, it is the JS, CSS, um, JS, CSS files. Okay, those are the ones which actually manipulate all the dynamic side of the website. So we are interested in the web facing part of the website, which is the HTML. Okay, so we are interested in the changes that take place in this layer, which of the website, the web facing layer of the website. So as part of this, we download the text from the HTML, and then we analyze this text and try to extract meanings, relationships, and any kind of meaningful data. Okay, so this data needs a very good browsing mechanism. Okay, as of now, in phase one, we are interested in browsing the tags and labels, the sessions, the websites that comprise a project, and obviously we are not going to look at the raw text because we, the raw text is something like a foundation. I mean, it does not need to be seen or observed or anything like that. We actually derive the meaningful text, the meaningful information out of this raw text. Okay, the raw text would still be available as it will be available in the MongoDB. Okay, right now there is no way to actually go and look at that raw text, but the meanings are all there. Okay, the meanings that have been extracted from the raw text, for example, the tags and things like that. Similar to that, similar to tags, we have other mechanisms to actually make sure that we are not missing out on any of the information that we have gathered from the website. So this part of the Sherlock, I mean, browsing the downloaded browsing the data that has been downloaded from a given website is very important, because apart from searching, this is where the user actually interacts with the downloaded information from a given website. So let's go ahead and see how a user will go about looking at the data. Okay, so this is the main menu, and the option that we are interested in is the sixth option. So let's go ahead and type in six. So as you can see, we would like the user to be going to a particular project and then explore that project in various angles. Okay, so we just cannot throw all this information at the user and say that, hey, you know what, these are the things, just go ahead and browse. Okay, go ahead and browse. So that doesn't make any sense for the user, because he is interested in one particular project. Okay, it usually means that the latest project that he is working on. um, so so these are all the projects that I have used to get the data from various websites. So the latest being Polestar. Polestar happens to be a project that I have created today. So let's type in 24 here. So as soon as you type the corresponding number of the project, you are again given a menu. Um, I mean, you could see some difference here. In earlier menus, the previous menu usually disappears from the screen, and the new menu takes over the entire screen. So basically, the screen is clear. This new menu appears in the place of the old menu. Right here, I just wanted to retain the context. Okay, so I'm still showing the older project menu, and then I'm showing the project specific menu. So uh, here we have different options. We want to, I mean, we can see the various user defined, user interested, the data in which the user is interested in. Only that kind of information is being shown for the user to select. The glaring omission from this menu is the raw text that has been extracted from the HTML files, the text files, and the HTML files of the given website. So as I told you earlier, there is no right now there is no way to see the raw text. But maybe later on in the future, we might develop a tool to look at the raw text as well. So for now, these are the options that we are showing to the user. The project nodes. Remember, we can associate nodes for a given project. So um, uh, as the time progresses, we would like to see what kind of nodes has been added so far for this project. So if I press 1, uh, I can see all the nodes that has been added to this project. Okay, so if I press any key, it goes back to the main menu. So I would like you to look at the code and make it retain, make it stay in the project menu instead of going to the main menu. So this is a small exercise for you. Um, I will explain the code, and you can see what can be done to go back to the project menu instead of going to the main menu. Okay? So this is a small task that you should be able to do. You have to do it using Emacs, Python, and all of that. I'm going to explain the code, by the way. So let's do this again. Let's select 6, and then let's select 24. All start. So we keep on going back. We keep on going to the main menu while we are demoing this thing. So there are things that you should be doing so that we stay in the project specific menu. Okay. Um, we have seen the project notes. Let me show you the sites that comprise this project. So as of now, there is only one site for this project, and that being starretlaw.com. So let me uh, hit enter. So as you can see, site ID is, I mean, site number is one, URL is this, added on this particular date. Depth of the crawl is number nine. So basically, we descend to nine levels inside this website. Okay, press any key to continue. Again, we go back to the main menu. This is going to be a pain, so we need to fix this as soon as possible. So we have seen the first two options. Let's select the third option. Third option is basically sessions of the crawled sites. Now, session is a specific download of a given website of a project. Okay, there could be several sessions for that website. Okay, if a project has, let's say, 10 websites, and if you are interested in crawling all these 10 websites on a given day, so there will be 10 sessions, okay, for that particular project, each session being specific to one website comprising that project. Okay, so the next day again there will be 10 more sessions, right? So you would like to see, how many sessions have been um, uh, crawled so far. I mean, we would like to know how many times we have crawled this website, and we would like to take future actions. Have we gathered enough data so that we can stop the crawling? Okay. I told you earlier, Sherlock Checker is the program which actually takes a call on running the Scrapy based projects for Sherlock. Okay. These Scrapy based projects are in turn invoked by the SherlockScrapy.py. Okay. After that, once the SherlockScrapy.py downloads all the data for each website, it calls the Sherlock Content Inspector, and then Content Inspector will get the tags and will extract the text, and then it will get the tags. Eventually, it will get the tags for the extracted text. Okay. Um, so let's see the sessions of this project. Okay, so there are three sessions so far on three particular days, 16, 17, and 18. So the timestamp being the same. So we are basically running a cron job, and we are getting the text out of this website. Okay, downloading the pages and getting the text out of this website. So far so good. So this is the session ID, session date, and crawl site name. So crawl site and website are basically synonymous. They are one and the same. Okay, so do not get confused. Again, we go back to the main menu. We do the 24 thing here, and then okay, we have seen the sessions. Now let's see the tags and labels for this project. Oh, see, as you can see, there's just too much of data. Okay, the tags, obviously, it keeps on increasing depending on the unique text that is present inside the. Um, when I say unique text, it is text which is extracted from the HTML page, and then it is pipelined to the NLTK module, and the NLTK module using the stop list will extract the unique words present in that text. And that soup, so to speak, it's a soup of words, and these words form the tags of that particular web page. Now, if I want to search, okay, if I want to search for one specific word, we fall back to the Sherlock search. I told you about Sherlock search being a mini Google. So this Sherlock search will actually look at the tags, labels, even the raw text. Okay, it looks at the project names, site names, and so many other things to give you relevant data. Okay, Sherlock search will come back. I mean, we'll do the recording of Sherlock search um, later on, but it's a very interesting piece of piece of code which actually does this thing. Um, I mean, when I said this, I'm referring to the searching part of Sherlock. Um, okay, so these are the. I'm looking at one single page here, um, the index page of Law. On the index page, you'll find um, text comprising of these words. Okay, now this text is we get rid of all the stop we get rid of the words which comprise the stop list. For example, a and the and you, our, those kind of words which are pretty common. They need to be removed from the tag soup so that you can uniquely identify. Basically, it's like a fingerprint for that particular web page, and using this fingerprint, you can track the changes as any new keywords have appeared, inside a web page after you have visited the last time. So if a new keyword appears, we can take some action. Okay, there's a no as of now there is no notification area inside Sherlock, but maybe in future we can add a notification area which tells you that hey, and this is what I've observed recently. This is like news section inside the web portals. So the same thing can be done for Sherlock as well. Okay, um, maybe we can send emails as well. As soon as it finds a piece of text or new keywords for a project, uh, it will email the user saying that it has found such and such. Okay, the label is the user given name or phrase for that particular web page. Right now, the web page is the index page of starotlaw.com. We have been crawling the index page for the past few days, and then we have seen some changes, right? um, the moment we see the changes, we notice the differences in the tags. And if you see the difference in tags, um, it's very hard to again, it's very hard to understand like what's going on. You can see a word, but it might not tell you much. You miss the context. So to give a context to the words which appear in the text, you would like to write down your own version of what has changed. Okay, it's a small blurb of text that tells you that basically gives you a heads up for a given change inside the raw text or tags and things like that. So what I mean to say is basically tags is automatic. You get this text directly from the NLTK modules, and then it gets inserted in the MongoDB. But label is user driven, user defined, and user created. So I can show you, in the coming uh, tags and labels section, you will see that the user being me here. So I have created some phrase, a piece of text that uniquely identifies, maybe not uniquely, but it identifies the change that is present in this tag soup or the raw text or even the website itself. Um, this is somewhat similar to the notes section. Okay, notes is for the project. Okay, it's for the entire project, but label is for one particular web page. It's one you are uniquely tagging in your own way of a change in a given web page. Okay, fine. So these are the tags which have been noticed on 16th. On 17th, you can see that there is some change um, in the tag soup. So look at the change here. Try to understand if there is any change without actually looking at the label here. But anyways, I'll tell you the name. The change is basically your name appeared, your last name appeared in the web page. Okay, so it becomes a unique text, a tag that has been extracted and created by the um, content inspector. Okay, so the uniqueness comes from this particular name, this particular word, standard. Standard happens to be the uh, unique keyword that it has seen in the uh, next iteration of that particular web page. Okay, label obviously is given by you. It is typed by you, by the user. So what I have done here is, my name figured in the page. I'm basically impersonating yourself, and then I'm typing the usable information, usable data inside the label. Okay, for the label rather. So the same thing happens here. I've added one more word for the tank soup. That word being hacker. In the label, I define the same. I mean, I put the text which can identify this change. So what I have written is found hacker on the page. Okay. So this is what the tags and labels look like for a given website. Okay, and that basically completes the browsing part of the Sherlock um, software. And we have very simple things, very simple menu choices here, which are written to the projects menu, written to the main menu, and these are nothing. I mean, we don't need to describe what they do, but they're pretty simple. So project notes is important. It is written by the user. Sites that comprise this project is the list of sites that are present for the project. Sessions of the crawl site. Sessions are basically runs of of crawling. Okay, for a given website. So something like the result of a cron job. The result of a cron job is like a session. Okay, a session uniquely identifies a run, a crawl of a given website. Okay, tags and labels are tags are system derived and defined. Labels are system derived, I mean user derived and defined. Okay, in most of the cases you might not even use this feature, but when you do, um, it's a very good thing, to fingerprint a particular session or a crawl data with your own analysis. Okay, we when we go to Sherlock search, these are some things that they become a foundation to actually to search for in tags, labels, project names, site names, and so on and so forth. Okay, so let me click on continue, and this basically completes the Sherlock browsing, how to browse the data that has been downloaded by Sherlock. Okay, thanks for watching.